Hi friends, it's Kathy and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's in the Cards Divination. We're doing another pick-a-pile reading this week to see what's coming for you in this time, what you can expect. And as you can see, I've got 3 different tarot piles for you to choose from. So if this sounds like that'd be interesting for you, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell if you want to receive future notifications of videos coming out, which I usually release weekly. And then, as well, if you want to click on the like button and comment, I'd love to hear from you if anything resonated for you. So, my dear friends, let's see what we have this week. This is going to be pile 1, which is the Light Seer's Tarot. Okay, so pile 1 for you. Pile 2 is the Runic Tarot. And finally, pile 3 is the This Is Gonna Hurt Tarot. This is going to hurt, I should say. That's the title of it. It's an awesome deck. And when you're ready, you pause the video, and down in the description box below, there'll be a timestamp with pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. You can listen to one pile which resonates for you, or you can listen to all 3 and throw away what doesn't resonate with you, because it should be pretty clear to you that this sounds like what you could be going through this week or your situation. I usually try to, if I can, pull something that's been going on and now where it's going this week, because that way you have an idea if it sounds like it belongs to you. All right, my dear friends. Well, let's get started in this video. Okay, so pile 1 is the Light Seer's Tarot deck, which we're going to get started. I'm going to shuffle for you, and then we'll pull the cards and see what this week looks like, potentially. Right now, I'm going to pull a card that focuses on what it is that's in the past that's been going on for most of you in the scenario, and then how it's going to be going this week. So we'll pull a couple cards to see what the past situation seems to be dealing with. All right? Okay, my friends. Let's pull our first card. This is the past. All right, we have the Fool. Okay. Which is upright. Now, it's not upright to you, but it's upright to me. Then we have the Five of Cups, but it's in the actual reverse position. Okay. So it's going to be reversed for you on the screen. So the past situation you're dealing with is maybe you in the past you in the situation you've made a mistake. You did something whereby you started something and it didn't go well, and now you're trying to move on from it, whether it's a relationship situation or maybe just something that you undertook, like it would be something where you were starting something new. Okay, something, whether it's a new job or a new relationship or a new situation in any way, shape, or form. It could be a new home, it could be any type of relevance to this situation, because that's just very general terms. So now we're going to find out what's going to happen this week for you. So the good news with this situation is that it's not necessarily for most of you a huge thing. It could be, but I feel like it could just be something where you screwed up, something where you're trying to move on from, something where you're trying to let it go. Let's see what we have going forward now. As far as, I'll move this over here actually. Let's see what is coming this week though. So that's the energy around this situation. So if that sounds like it's you, by all means, my friends, let's see where it's going this week for you on it. It may not go anywhere. Maybe this is stagnant this week, but let's just see what's happening for you. All right. First card is the King of Swords. So it is probably, for most of you, it's very likely related to this male energy. a situation, but that's not necessarily carved in stone. The Knight of Swords. So now we have the King and the Knight. And finally, a 9. Okay, it looks like this week is still giving you some problems. You're still worrying about it. It's all to do with your thoughts. Okay, it's your thinking process. It's not necessarily emotions. I feel like it's you're constantly ruminating this week on it. And it's actually in relation to these two individuals. Or the other scenario, there maybe when you started this situation here, this new start, this new idea, this new beginning, moving forward, you felt like you'd made a great decision at the time. You thought that this was going to be definitely what you should be doing, and you still feel like it is, but maybe you're starting to have doubts about it this last while. You're starting to see yourself now. Gone from the king to the knight. There's also some of you who are going to be getting a message, whether it's email, text, some type of message, communication is coming through this week from most likely this person, this male energy, and all it's going to do is cause you more stress. Okay, it's not like it's going to help the situation in any way. I feel like this week is just for pile one, most of you, it is probably leading to a more stressful time, and nobody wants to hear that. But I will pull a card of advice. Perhaps there's something we can do. When I have a negative situation, often that's what I'm trying to do. There's also some of you in this scenario this week that are just going to ignore it. You're going to try to bury your head in the sand about this situation and maybe do something else and forget about it. It's like, no, I've got to let it go. I'm going to still there. It's not gone away. I feel like it's still in the background bothering you. But at the same time, you see how she's turned her head away from it, turned her face, I should say, away from those are supposed to be swords, those crows. This deck, the crows are the swords. And it's like, no, I know they're there, but I'm just not going to pay attention to it. So I feel like some of you that this could be, you've got other things to do. There could even be, if this is in relation to a job situation, maybe they they promised you something and they didn't deliver. It just isn't what you thought, and you are extremely disappointed. You were hurt, even, I'd say, but you're trying to move on from it. The Five of Cups in the reverse tells me that it's something that you're trying to let go. You're trying to say, you know what, I either have to forgive myself if you've made this mistake or whoever did it to you. But I feel like in this particular scenario, it's more about yourself, forgiving yourself, letting it go. Okay. King of Swords, though, for some reason, even though he is showing and presenting as helpful, he may be able to put some light on whatever the scenario is. And when I say light, I mean he may be able to sit down with you and go over the pros and cons and speak about it in a very logical and smart way so that you're not feeling this Nine of Swords. But unfortunately, this week, it's still there. Okay. So that's the scenario for that. Now I'm going to pull just give me a moment here. I'm just getting my advice, kind of advice on this particular situation this week. What do you need to hear about it? What do you need to do? So that would help make it better, perhaps. Because when you have a negative situation, yeah, you want to hear. All right, let's see. Have confidence. That's what this oracle card actually says. Let me hold it up for you. Have confidence. So, you know what? If you've made a mistake, and we've all done these things, right? Then it's time to just, it's kind of like, okay, I did it at the time based on what I was feeling, what I was thinking, whatever the scenario is. And I did what I did. So you need to It says actually right on here, moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Sometimes you just have to lean on God, right? When your confidence wavers to give you courage and faith. And I feel like this is kind of what you're going through for the most part this particular week. It's like you're second guessing yourself, okay? And it's causing a lot of stress for you, a lot of angst, okay? So let's pull some more cards and see what else could be going on this week. I'll move these up so we have some more space. Okay. What else should you guys be thinking about or going through this week? All right, what do we have here? We have the Eight of Cups upright, and we have Page of Cups, but in the reversed. And finally, we have the Knight of Pentacles upright. Okay. So for some of you this week, yeah, it's like it's really around people for most of you. The people in your life potentially are the ones that are giving you help with this scenario or hindrance in the new scenario here. So what I'm feeling is that the Page of Cups could be referring to a younger person in your world right now, this week, who is not very emotionally savvy. I want to say they're moody, they're difficult to deal with, but they're also not being realistic. They're not seeing things the way they should be seeing. They're seeing things better than what it is. So there could be a scenario here where you are tired of listening to, I feel like you're tired of listening to them. It's like this whole situation is you just want to walk away from it. You don't want to listen to it anymore. But if this is your child or a teenager or an adult, young adult child, you're wanting to put a plan in place for them to help them because they are clearly not being realistic about whatever situation is going on in their life right now. And I feel like it has to do with whether they want to take a trip. Maybe they want to take time off right now. Some of them might be, maybe it's concerning their education. It could also be concerning their financial situation. Oh boy, they are not seeing the reality of the picture. It's like they think, I guess, money grows on trees. And if this isn't a younger person in your life, this is reflecting you. Maybe you are not being very realistic. You've turned your back on facing consequences about the finances, your job, whatever situation is going on for you, my friends. This is, you need to spend more time putting a plan in place and make sure you have everything covered off. Don't allow yourself, if this is you, to think that, oh, everything's just going to turn out fine. It can, but you're not seeing the whole picture. You're not being realistic. You're looking at it from how it feels, and it feels good, but it's not because the Page of Cups is in the reverse. So it's telling me that you need to put on more practical glasses. Take off the rose-colored glasses and be a little more practical and down to earth about this situation. If it is your financial situation, definitely. Okay. Work, if it's a job that you're looking at and it looks like everything is good, it may not be. You may have to look at it differently. I feel like you may have to walk away from it. Um, I feel like it's more like a job offer as opposed to a job that you're doing right now. I feel like it's if it's an offer that you receive in some way, just make sure you look at it. If you're going to stick with it, look at it from a more practical standpoint. How much are you going to get paid? What are the benefits, et cetera, et cetera? That's more what it's trying to say. So, my friends, I hope that this resonated in some way for you this week. It looks like overall, whatever scenario went on in the past is still seems to be for this group seems to be there. This group, though, I feel like it's more like you want to put it behind you. And there's definitely those that are going to be able to, and they have moved on. This person could still be driving you crazy, but it looks like you've put your mind in a place where you can deal with it. You're not going to allow your emotions to take control of the situation. Okay, my friends, I hope something resonated for you, and I'd love to hear back from you. And I hope that this week finds you all the best and blessings to you. And I look forward to seeing you in your next reading, in my next video. Bye for now. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose the Runic Tarot, then this is your reading for this week. Let's see what is coming for you. Now we're going to look at the past situation so we get an idea if this even sounds like something that's related to you. And even if it doesn't, just keep listening because there could be some pieces of it that may work. All right. Sometimes it isn't always the whole reading, it's just little bits that may sound familiar. All right, let's look at the past situation first. What do we have? First card. What do we have? The Seven of Wands in the reverse. It always takes me a bit of time to read these cards because I'm not as familiar with this deck and it's completely different than the other tarots. So just bear with me as I read this one. It's in the reverse. It's going to be obviously upright to the camera. I'm just going to read it. Now, the next is the Chariot in the reverse. Sorry. Such a beautiful deck, isn't it? Okay. To you, it's face up. Oh, no. There we are. To you, it's face up. To me, it's reverse reading. Okay, so there was a situation in the past where you've been stuck. You haven't been able to move forward on. In fact, you've given up on it altogether. For some of you, you just don't want to fight about it anymore. You're done. It's like, okay, I'm finished trying to, trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to defend myself about my actions. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. But nothing is moving forward. Now, on a more mundane level, this could be about your vehicle, your mode of transportation. Maybe it's not working. You're ready to give up on it. It's like, I'm done with this. I need to buy myself a new car. I need to get myself to work. I need to get around town, whatever the case is. But on a more general reading, this would be about a situation that is definitely stuck. You're not able to move forward. Maybe it's because you just don't have any discipline at this point. You're not able to, or you haven't been in the past. You haven't been able to move forward on this situation. In fact, like I say, you've given up on it altogether, most likely. So let's see where this goes. I'll turn this around so that you can then see it in the reverse. Pile 2. And we'll move it over here. Oops. Let's just get it in the camera for you a little bit. Okay. Now, let's see what's going to be coming this week for you, pile 2. All right. Oh, we have the Empress. Very nice, isn't it? Beautiful. And we have Temperance in the reverse. We also have the Three of Swords upright. Okay, I can tell you exactly. I can see already what's going on here. For those of you that are buying a new vehicle or want to get rid of your old vehicle, because that's a very specific item, so it may not apply to many people, if any. But I want to say that don't jump in and buy something really expensive. Temperance Reverse is telling me that you need to, this week, if you are looking at that scenario, you might go overboard and you don't want to do that. going to lead to nothing but trouble. Okay. Here's another issue. This is the one that is very clear. The Chariot and the Seven of Wands in reverse, that is in the history, feels more like your movement, as I said, has been stuck. You're not moving forward in whatever situation. This is general. The situation shows now that you're going to try this week to do the right thing. You're going to try to get going on something. You're going to try to, whether it's a creative project, whether it's an exercise program, whatever the case is, it's something that's going to make you feel better. It's a scenario that's going to give you that Empress moment. Some of you may be spending time with your children. You see her, she's holding a beautiful baby in this picture. Most of the Empress cards are she's pregnant, but in this case, she's actually holding the baby. So it's definitely refers to motherhood when it's upright like that, but in a positive way. So it shows that you may want to be spending time with your little ones this week. Don't jump in with both feet and do things like, especially if it's exercise program or anything like that, do not go crazy because look at this. I'm reading this literally. He is trying to take that axe and just drive those swords further. So it tells me that it's going to hurt. You're going to be in pain. You're not. We know, right? If you jump into a program gung ho and you try to do too much, it's going to leave you hurting. Clearly, that is very specific. But on a general note, it feels like you're going to try this week to do the things that are going to help you, even around the home. It could be a situation to make your life better this week. You want things to be more homey. Maybe you want to spend time outside. I feel like you're just it's more about spending time in even in nature, some of you, or with nature, maybe with your animals, whatever the case is. But it feels very much like the Empress is all about taking care of self, taking care of others, okay? And when you don't do things moderately, it can lead to problems. And here we have clearly the Three of Swords in the upright. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you in some fashion. It may be on a minor scale where it's physical or emotional. It could be anything. Do not allow yourself to just jump in and expect that it's not going to cause problems, okay? In whatever the scenario is. As well, even if it's just if it's a scenario, and I feel like it definitely for a lot of you, it is in relation to your movement, your physical movement, like whether it's exercise or just getting out, going for walks, doing things. I mean, in a bigger way, yeah, you don't want to do that. If you haven't been exercising and all of a sudden you get out and start trying to jog, guess what? It's going to cause problems. Okay, let's see what we have next, my friends. Let's move these up for you. What other things can we look at this week? All right. Okay. What do we have for pile two? We have the Ace of Swords. Upright. And we have the Two of Pentacles. Also upright. And finally, the Page of Cups in the reverse. Okay. So I feel this week is also for a lot of you. You've been really busy, and most of us have, and I get it. You're going to find out this week that there's somebody that was supposed to help you. I feel like there's somebody that's supposed to be giving you some, help in this direction. If you feel like you've been managing okay with the Two of Pentacles upright, like things have been going very well, but somehow there's going to be a truth coming out about this situation, the reality of the situation, what is really going on. And this person, this Page of Cups in the reverse is definitely dropping the ball. In fact, I'd say if this is referring to any type of situation with your money or a job, you're not being realistic about this scenario, okay? Whether it is able to keep up and put in some extra time and energy into a work situation, it shows me, yes, you are able to, but the Page of Cups, some reason, this Page of Cups in reverse, now it could even be referring to someone in your home life, a youngster, a young person, or just somebody who's acting this way, is not being realistic, but they're also getting in the way. I feel like this type of energy is blocking you. You don't think it is, it's just that it will. Okay. So whether this person needs extra attention this week and you're not able to devote your time like you thought you would be able to, you're hoping this week to do something. That's what this is, the ace. You're starting something new. You're hoping to get on it. It looks like it might be good. And then for whatever reason this week, the balls drop. This Page of Cups is causing this problem. If this is Page of Cups is referring to you specifically, you're getting in your own way, it looks like. Uh, Maybe you're just not into it this week. You thought you could be, you're letting it go, whatever. I'll worry about it next week. Whatever scenario is going on here in your life, I feel like it is you're keyed up at the beginning of the week. You want to get things going, and you've made room in your head for it. It's like, okay, I'm going to jump in, get this done, blah blah blah. You know, that type of thing. And it looks good. Things are going, you're getting it done, and you may even have some help from someone else, as you can see with the Two of Pentacles upright. There could even be another person giving you a hand with it. But in the end, this week, you're not being realistic. Maybe you've set too much on your plate this week. It just doesn't appear like it could possibly go forward. Now, let's see. You might get some of it done. Probably not as much as you'd hoped. Okay. And like I say, there's also something here that's going to come to light this week for you about potentially this person here. If it's referring to another person, this Page of Cups, they they maybe haven't been altogether truthful with you about something, and I feel like it's more about just being able to give you a hand or they're getting in the way, okay, of what you need to do. All right. That can be in any scenario. That could be work, that could be home, that can be anything. Let's see what kind of advice the Oracle will give us about most of these for you. The ocean. Okay. Spend time near the ocean. Now, wouldn't that be nice if we all lived near the ocean? Unfortunately, we don't. But if you do, awesome. But what it is, it's allow yourself to spend time in nature whereby your troubles and your problems are washed away. So, in other words, when we focus on our time in nature, because ocean can also be referring to just getting out in nature, right? And that also refers, so in other words, don't be so hell bent on getting yourself going in this situation. Allow yourself to spend time appreciating what is out there in the world, in the nature. It's the little things, right? I feel like this scenario here, it's like you're so hell bent on doing this. You're not, it's like seeing the forest through the trees. You want to pay attention to the little things, okay? Allow yourself uh, to let it take away all your cares and concerns. And that's what this card is actually referring to. Let go of those things, even for a brief time this week, and hopefully you'll be feeling much better, my friends. Pile two, I hope some of this or any of it resonated for you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now. Hi, Pile three. If you chose the tarot deck, it's going to hurt, and this is your reading for this week. Let's see what is coming. First off, I'm going to look at the past and see what kind of scenario has been going on. If it sounds like you, it resonates. And even if it doesn't resonate, there may be pieces of this reading fit. So it's always good to listen to the end just to see if there's something here that sounds helpful to you. All right, my friends. The deck is giving me trouble, so that tells me I'm done shuffling. Okay, let's look at the past. Could be recent, could just be the past of this situation. All right, we have the Nine of Swords in the upright. Look at her worrying. Oh boy, that's not good. Anyways, then we have Page of Swords in the reverse. I feel like that for most of you, this is your own feelings about a situation. I feel like there is, it's either referring to somebody else, Page can be someone else, but I feel more like this is you, your own thoughts. This is something you did wrong. Something that maybe you said something that was out of place, out of turn, or inadvertently perhaps, or hurt somebody, or you may have read something and it is causing you this worrying this week coming up. I feel like it's something that you need to let go of, but this is the past. So this is what's leading up to. So I feel like there is a scenario here, whether somebody has hurt you or you've hurt somebody else. This could definitely be referring to this situation, my dears. Let's just put that up here. Okay, these cards are a little bigger, so I'm just going to turn this, move it here. Okay, let's see though what's coming for the week. So I think, for some of you, this is a misunderstanding. You might have misunderstood someone and you may have said something out of turn. You might have, I don't want to say backstab, but that could definitely be that scenario. Or you heard somebody say something about you and it was very hurtful and you didn't like it. And now you're like, you can't stop thinking about it. Okay. That was in the past. Let's see. What does the week have? All right. We're going to see here. We have the Strength in the reverse. We have the King of Swords. Oh my gosh, in the reverse. And the Moon in the reverse. Oh my goodness. So what I'm sensing this week, well, the King of Swords, let's deal with him if he's referring to someone else. I feel like they're digging themselves deeper in this situation, trying to make it better, but they're not. It's like they're making it worse. But you're going to find out this week. I feel like you're going to find out that it's not what you think. Okay, the moon in the reverse tells me the truth will come out, that it's not, whether it is still a negative situation, because I feel like it could very well be. If this is referring to somebody else, um, they're still causing you problems this week. Okay. They're not behaving in a nice way. In fact, I'd go so far as to say some of them are still being abusive, verbally or even written. It can be any form of communication you're hearing or seeing, and they are still acting in a very asshole way. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. It's sucking the life out of you this week. I feel like it's something that's going to, you just get to the end of your rope. It's like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. Why are they still doing this? So there is this feeling this week where you will find out what's really going on here with the moon in the reverse. And I feel because the energy around the moon is generally, we sometimes it's more in our head than what it really is in reality. But in this case, because the King of Swords is in the reverse, it's possible that it is what you think it is. They were being nasty. They were not behaving well. So this is how it feels like it could play out. The strength in the reverse, it's like, I feel like I want to say you've allowed this person to walk on you. You've allowed them, you're like a pushover. I don't like saying that, that sounds so critical, but I feel like you've allowed this and you should not tolerate it. So I'm going to pull an advice card from the Oracle to see, because the week looks it's kind of negative for some of you. It's like, no, you do not deserve to be treated this way. Don't put up with it. Okay. So we want to turn this strength card around. You're seeing it upright. That's what we want. But it's actually in the reverse. What advice do you need to hear? Listen. Listen. That is an interesting listen. So, in other words, for those of you where this is a situation of misinterpretation, misunderstanding, you do need to listen clearly, pay attention to what they're actually saying or what you're reading or what you're seeing. That doesn't mean if it's negative behavior, that doesn't mean you need to put up with it. You just need to get the facts. Now it looks like this week it's going to happen because the moon now is in the reverse. When I see the moon in bright, as you're seeing it, it tells me that there's things you're not seeing. Things aren't clear, confusion around it. Well, now the confusion is going to clear. You're going to actually see things for how they really are. But unfortunately, this week it's in a negative position. Now, for those of you that this pertains to you acting this way, it doesn't look like it's going to change this week. I feel like you're still causing problems. And I don't like to say that. I don't want to be judgy, but you need to look and take personal responsibility for this behavior in whatever way you do. Okay. Now, because you're allowing yourself, it's almost like it's a bullying situation. When I see the king in the reverse, it could very well be a bullying, and we don't want to tolerate that behavior. All right. So listen. Listen can also refer to the other person needs to listen to you. Okay. Let's see what other scenarios we can come up with this week for you. Pile three. All right. We have the Ten of Swords. My goodness. And we have the Star, or the Lady. And finally, the King of Wands. Okay. Well, that's a little better. Okay. So the beginning of the week, then for pile three, for some people, it starts off not in a good way. You see, we've got the ten of, let me pull it up closer. We have the Ten of Swords, obviously upright, but look at all those knives in the back, this poor soul. So the beginning of the week shows me that mentally you're just not in a good place this week. And it feels like you're still worrying about this situation from the past. You're still carrying this. It feels very heavy and it feels very negative, but it also feels like somebody did betray you. Somebody potentially is hurting you. Okay, and we know that because of this card here and these two cards in the past. There's some situation that still the residue is there this week for you. My friends, the good news is the star in the upright. That's the good news. She shows me that things are going to improve as the week goes. Okay? There's hope there. Things are going to get better for you. And the King of Wands in the upright, again, you're going to be in a better position by the end of the week. You're going to feel more alive, more alert, more on top of your game. This is what it feels like. And so for some of you, this is going to head into a more positive direction towards the end of the week. And or there is someone in your life of a male energy, potentially, it could be a female even, that has this type of energy. They're very excited about something. They're going to be they're pursuing what they want. that makes them feel really excited and passionate. Okay. So it looks to me like things definitely going in a better direction. Now, if this last scenario is referring to somebody, if you've even had back trouble or pain or surgery, and I don't read health situations, what it tells me is the beginning of the week, yeah, it appears like you've been in a lot of pain. Perhaps some of you have even had some kind of surgery this week going forward, and it could be minor, but you're healing. Okay, this week it's starting the healing process. That's a really good card to get to have for if there's any type of physical situation, even mental, doesn't matter. Whatever has started off the beginning of the week in a bad light, it's getting better. Now, it is referring to this scenario most likely, but this could also be, and I didn't deal with the physical part of it, but yeah, this could be just worrying about having to go for some kind of procedure this week for some of you. And it's on your mind. You can't stop thinking about it. Trust me, I know. I'm the type of person, most of us are. And maybe in your mind, you've been doing the Mr. Googlies and trying to figure out all the worst case scenarios that could go wrong with this procedure. So that's the past. Right now, at the beginning, it looks like, yeah, it goes forward, you have it done, in whatever fashion, but there's a healing now beginning. So it's a good reading. If it's referring to a mental problem or a physical problem going forward, the King of Wands show me before you know it, you'll be up and at it and feeling a whole lot better. All right, because the end of the week shows the King of Wands upright. He is energetic, they're excited about things and living passionately and doing everything like that. If this is a work situation where somebody has maybe gossiped about you and said something that hurt, the week does show things, as I say, getting better for some of you. The others, if this resonates, may not get better because it could very well be this person is not capable. They're a bully. And it shows, but it shows towards the end of the week. At least you're finding out the reality. You're finding out the truth about this person. And you're like, you know what? It's what to you what you do with it. It talks about listen to somebody. That can also refer to not just listening to them per se. I wouldn't want to listen to them if they're bullying you. Listen to others, perhaps, and what is really going on in this situation. Find out the truth, in other words. Okay? That's kind of how it is referring here because this is such a negative outcome with this King of Swords in reverse. I'm going to pull another Oracle card for you, pile 3, to see where it's going. Somebody here is not nice, and it's going to take all your energy to move past the situation this week for some of you. Okay, so what other advice other than listen? Well, this is good news. There's nothing to worry about. So, in other words, if you've been ruminating, which you have been, the Nine of Swords clearly shows you've been worrying about this scenario, not in and it's really been bad. You don't have anything to worry about, okay? Even if it feels ugly right now, it doesn't matter. It's not worth your energy going forward. It's not worth it for you to be concerned about. And you don't want it to suck the life out of you, as the Strength card in the reverse shows. So, pile 3, I hope that something resonated for you in this reading, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and I hope you have a better week than what some of it shows here. This pile definitely will end in a better note. So this person, I didn't mention this, I'm hearing it now. This could even be referred, for those that's physical, this could be the doctor that's helping you heal, okay? That could be referring to the King of Wands in the upright. Or someone that you love or someone you care about that's close to you is helping you in this situation, whether it's at work or at home. All right, my friends, have a good week, I hope, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.